Compassion clubs where you can buy wax and regular old weed over the counter aren't typically legal in Canada, so they're pretty uncommon unless you're in Vancouver. Jim's Weeds is one of the most well-stocked clubs in the country, so we went there to hang out and get high.
Oh, there's just so much cool stuff. May I please have a chocolate cherry bar, please? Can I get 2 pre-rolls, please, too? And I also want. Absolutely. Thank you. And now I get to go backstage. This is where I spent Thanksgiving last year. I asked everyone, I'm like, where's the strongest edible? And they're like, Jim's has these weed drinks that are just like super strong. Cheers.
Cheers, senor.
So we are here at Jim's Weeds, which is probably one of my favorite places on the planet that I've been. And your Jim, separate Jim from the Jim's Weeds, but
Yes, one of the gyms.
one of the gyms. How did Jim's Weeds come to be?
Basically, it was started a little over a year ago because we found in the medical cannabis community, as patients ourselves, we didn't quite have access to the range of product and affordable product that we thought should be there.
And you find that since you've been in operation, that it definitely fills a void that was there in the city.
Huge. In particular, we find it in relation to 2 patient populations. Those would be senior citizens and children. It's just the way it is. Some dispensaries, they feel less comfortable helping children, whether it's epilepsy or cancer or what have you. So it's one of our specialties. We actually go out of our way to try and help children heal. And so far with physician support, it's been working very well.
Excellent. And those are 2 populations that might not be prone to smoke cannabis.
Well, it's all about basically sustained oral dosing. And when we talk about that, it's the best way to take cannabinoids into the body. It lasts the longest amount of time. You don't have to go through an inhalation method. There's no smoking. But we're looking for length of action. So that's what we're looking at. And also different ratios of cannabinoids. We have access to CBD from Canadian hemp. And that's a story in and of itself. It's extremely difficult to access CBD, and that's one of the greatest things to give children. It's non-psychoactive. It's really a sea change now. I think most people are switching to edibles, capsules, oils, tinctures, topical creams and balms, even suppositories. It's an excellent way to get cannabinoids into the body when sometimes other methods aren't appropriate.
And under the new federal system, all that stuff you're not allowed access to. It's just the flower, right?
Exactly. So the government changes the rules and they allow companies to grow it and produce it commercially, but they don't allow access to capsules or oils or extracts. And when we talk about not just dealing with symptoms, but also dealing with the progression of the illness, trying to effect a healing to stop that progressive illness, we're talking about concentrated cannabinoids. Concentrated cannabinoid therapy, and that's generally achieved through encapsulating cannabis and concentrating it. And they have specifically forbade that in the new regulations. So if we are to stick to these regulations, a whole bunch of people that we currently help are literally going to die or suffer for a great deal of the rest of their life. And that's not right and it's not fair.
Audience make excellent prisoners. You ever seen the people doing crack and needles on the street? You know why they in jail? They make lousy prisoners. They don't pay their fines, that's why they don't get tickets. Potheads work, they're good people, they pay their taxes. That's why they throw their ass in jail. Fine. I sent a guy out to get a crackhead off the street. An 8-year seasoned crackhead. And for 2 days he was like this, he couldn't look up. So anyways, I asked him if he wanted to stop crack. He says, that's right. I had him sign a piece of paper and took him inside there, got some crack, and let him do his crack. And we gave him a drink, something to eat, and said, now we want you to try some butter. And we gave him butter. He done the butter hoop, and he didn't want to hoop right away. With practice every 15 minutes. I gave him some, the drinks that you're drinking, and he went home and slept for 14 hours. We were just shocked. This guy put on weight, 20 pounds. This guy shows up every day at 7 o'clock to pick up all the needles in the day. And I pay him $10 for doing that, and I give him some pot. These are people that don't have $40 on them to buy 40 bucks for the pot, but they'll have $5 8 times a day.
Yeah.
So our whole concept here is why should somebody that has money that's able to buy an ounce and get a reduction, why not just reduce the damn stuff right to the people who buy it? So that's what we did.
Jim has brought out some Phoenix tears. It's used to treat cancer.
Oh. So this is what cancer people just love. Let's give one again. Now what I like to do, because sometimes they're really thick, is just run it under hot water. A lot of people now, when they're treating themselves, there's 10 doses right in here, so they could actually put it on here and then rub it.
Yeah.
But I am aggressively fighting my cancer, so I just underneath the tongue.
Underneath the oh, you don't swallow it? Or do you swallow it?
Oh, you just take longer to get off.
Okay.
I have cancer myself. When you have cancer, your whole life changes. When you have a turn of events like that and you realize what's up, I devote a lot to helping people. Everybody here does.
Yeah.
More important than how much money we take in on the day.
Yeah.
I'm the president of this club and I don't even know what the combination of the safe is.
Well, you definitely know the combination to our hearts, Jim.
Yeah, so it's really an exciting time. It's like, you know, whatever they went through in Prohibition before it all went together.
Yeah.
A lot of that is really part of our history.
It does have kind of a feel like weed-wise of being
Yeah.
like, you know, 1930. Like,
Yeah,
you know,
1938 or so.
Yeah.
And I feel that the tower has leaned and it's not coming back.
Thank you for that. Very much, Jim. Honestly, this has been
Right on.
If a person didn't have wife and kids back home, they might wind up moving in here. A little caught in the back. But I got a family. I got a family.
Like many great things, it appears as if Jim's Weeds has come to an end. A couple of months after we visited, the Vancouver police raided Jim's and confiscated their money, weed, and computers. The issue is yet to be resolved.